I'll always remember the first time I went to Venice. It was my first trip to Italy, and I'd already been to Rome and Florence. I thought that Rome was really impressive with the Colosseum and St. Peter's and all the ancient buildings. And I loved Florence too. I'd seen some fantastic art there in the Uffizi Gallery, but I was completely amazed by Venice because I hadn't known what to expect. I'd arrived there by train very early in the morning, and when I came out of the railway station, I saw canals instead of streets. I took a water bus down the Grand Canal and went under the Rialto Bridge. I'd seen lots of photos of the Grand Canal, but photos can't really show what the light in Venice is like. I mean, the reflections from the water and the buildings were something I'd never seen before. After I went to Venice, I decided that I wanted to learn to paint. If I hadn't gone there, I wouldn't have become an artist.
I'll always remember my first skydive. It was 2 days after my 21st birthday. My friend Steve had given me the skydive as a birthday present. Steve had already gone skydiving 2 weeks before, and he said it was the best thing he had ever done. So he thought I should do it too. If it hadn't been for Steve, I don't think I ever would have done it. It was a bright and sunny day, and I went out to an airfield just outside of town. After completing a training session, I got into a small plane with my instructor and a couple other guys who never made a jump before. When the plane reached an altitude of about 5,000 feet, they opened the door. The instructor and I jumped out together. After the parachute opened, we just glided down to the ground. It all seemed really fast. I thought it was the best thing I had ever done, and I've gone skydiving about 50 more times since then. Thank you, Steve.
I'll always remember the day I learned how to drive. I was 20 years old, but I'd never driven a car before, and I decided it was time to learn. My friend William said he would teach me, so one Saturday I tried to drive his car. I'd never even started a car before. I was pretty nervous. William's car had a manual transmission, a stick shift. If I had known how hard it would be to drive a stick shift, I would have chosen an easier car. You know, one with an automatic transmission. I wanted to stop driving several times, but William told me to keep driving. I was afraid I was going to damage his car. I think he was afraid of that too. But he didn't say anything. Well, it took me 3 hours, but I finally learned how to drive that car.